And with that, let's now head into the GETDATE function. Now, the GETDATE function returns the current database system date and time in a year, month, date, hour, minute, second, millisecond format. So you can also look at the current timestamp function because it works the same. So the GETDATE function is basically the same as the current timestamp function, where the result upon executing will be the date and time from your database system. So the syntax is getDate and then you insert your parameters. So here is an example. Return the current database system date and time. So as you can see, the executed syntax apparently occurred in July 28, 2023 at around 12:53 in the morning. And next, let's head on to the GETUTCDate. Now, the GETUTCDate function returns the current database system UTC date and time in a year, month, day, hour, minute, second, millisecond format. So UTC is also known as a universal time coordinated. The GETUTCDate function is another form of the getDate function, although on this function, the date and time received upon execution will be the date and time from the standard UTC. So on this example, we have here to return the current UTC date and time with the syntax select GETUTCDate as GETUniversalTC-date. So we have here the result, which took place at around 4 p.m. on UTC 00. So the GETUTCDate refers from the UTC plus 00, while the getDate refers to the system's UTC. And now, let's head on to the ISDATE function. Now, the ISDATE function checks an expression and returns 1 if it's a valid date. Otherwise, it will be 0. So we have here the syntax, ISDATE, and the expression as its parameter. The expression means that the expression is to test, so this is a required parameter. Now let's head on to the first example. Select ISDATE 2017, 8 and 25. Since it fits the requirements of it being a date with having a year, a month, and a day, it will answer as 1, since it is a valid date. Now let's head on to the next example. Select ISDATE Hello World. Since this isn't a valid date, the result was 0. And heading on to the third example, select ISDATE 2017. Since this is a date because it has a year, it's still considered as a valid one. That's why it has a 1 on it. Now let's head on to the month function. The month function returns the month part for a specified date, so it could be a number between 1 to 12. We have here the syntax, month, date, with the parameter being the date. It is the required date or date time to extract the month from. We have here the first example. Check the expression if it's a valid date. Select month, 2017, May 25, 908 as month. So as we can see here, the result set given was 5. That's because the syntax that we entered was May. And for it to interpret, the result set is 5 because May is the 5th month. And we have here the second example. Select month 2017, 5/25, 908 as a month. See, it is still the exact date, but what we still received was 5. The difference is that from May, it turned into 5. And now, let's head on to the system datetime function. The system datetime function returns the date and time of the computer where the SQL server is running. So we have here the syntax, SYSDATETIME. And here's an example. Select SYSDATETIME as SYSDATETIME. We have here the exact system date time, which is 2023, 5/28 with 0, 57:40 with a few milliseconds on its result. So this works the same as the getDate and the current timestamp function, although the result will be different compared to the previous ones, because in this version we will have a more expanded millisecond range. And lastly, we have the year function. Now, the year function returns the year part for a specified date. So we have here the syntax, year and date, with the parameter being the date. It is a required parameter where the date or date time to extract the year from. So let's head on to the examples. Select here 1998 05 25 908 as year. So we can see here that the result given was 1998 because in the requested syntax, 1998 was the given year. We also have here select year 2017 825 as year, where in 2017 was the result. Once again, that's because 2017 was the given year from the requested syntax. And that concludes our video presentation. We hope you enjoyed.